This time I'm looking at a game that's slightly different, but still within the Star Wars genre. Kind of skip that opening cutscene there. This is Star Wars Starfighter, which released in 2001, which was after Episode 1, before Episode 2, and was heavily inspired by Star Wars Episode 1, and definitely, I mean, as you can see, I'm flying the Naboo Starfighter from Episode 1, and that's, the whole game kind of revolves around the planet Naboo. You play through 4 different characters as you're battling to defend Naboo, and you're definitely going to recognize stuff from the movie. I mean, obviously you got droid ships and the fighters from the movie. As you can see, the Naboo Starfighter is one of the, I mean, as much as people are not huge fans of Episode 1, I think everybody kind of likes the ship design and stuff like that. I know I do. I mean, I'm actually a fan and defender of the prequels, so maybe I'm not exactly the one to talk about that, but yeah, so this came out in 2001. It was on PlayStation 2 and Windows, I think, at first, and then eventually released for the original Xbox with the tag Special Edition on it. But it's all the same game. But this is the really early on. This is the second level, and we're escorting the Queen's ship. Although I'm not entirely sure if the Queen is on it story-wise. I think she is. Queen Amidala, as you would know, played by Keira Knightley / Natalie Portman in the first movie. So yeah, they're maneuvering in an asteroid belt, and we get attacked by pirates as we're out on patrol. And this is just kind of like shooting some pirate ships, and you do some missions mostly on Naboo. I think you might venture out to some nearby planets, but it's all pretty much Naboo. And you do get a first third-person view here, although I like playing in the third-person view because the first-person view doesn't even have a cockpit view. It's just like seeing the reticle and not seeing your ship, that's it. And you can do a zoom, which you may have noticed. So yeah, you can see I got my lasers here, and I've been firing off some missiles. I only got a limited supply of those, which are on that little icon on the right, lower right down there. And then my targeting over here is on the lower left, or who I'm targeting. So right now we're just kind of taking out these easy pirate or merc ships, and then later they will have like some harder ships. And as you play through the game, there'll be, you know, like tanks on the ground you can blow up, or these stronger types of ships. I mean, you get to fly other types of ships, and there's even some bonus missions where you can unlock where you can play some of the more classic ships and stuff. I know there's actually a sequel, Jedi Starfighter, which is the one I've actually played the most. That one was on PlayStation 2 and I think Xbox. I don't know if there was a PC version of that one. But and that one you played a Jedi during the Clone Wars, and you could use your powers and like use Force Lightning on ships even though you're playing as a good Jedi and stuff like that. There was a lot more shooting stuff on the ground in that one. But that one, I really enjoyed Jedi Starfighter. This one is more of a game I remember going over to a friend's house, and he owned it and I never did, and we would play it all the time. In particular, they actually have the level which is from the end of the first movie when Anakin and the Naboo fleet are trying to take down the droid control ship, like when the Gungans are fighting. You actually play that mission later in the game, and they kind of introduce a rival for your character who I don't remember exactly what he's supposed to be. So I don't think he's supposed to be a Sith or anything. I think he's just like a mercenary that the Federation has hired to like help during the battle, and he's kind of your rival you meet a couple times through the game. So I know that mission involves you flying into the ship and fighting this mercenary inside the ship, kind of like the same way Anakin flew in, and you're hearing the chatter over the radio. I don't think you actually hear Anakin like from the lines from the movie over the radio, but they definitely reference that scene where he like flies in there and stuff. So, you know, it's kind of fun little nods to the movie. Just kind of blowing up these ships here. I mean, there's not a lot of Star Wars games that are based around just flying. I mean, there's the obviously superior Rogue Squadron series, which Rogue Squadron 1, 2, and 3 I've played fucking so much. I was actually the biggest fan of Rogue Squadron 3. That was the one people didn't like as most. Now, I will say the campaign for Rogue Squadron 3 is not as good as Rogue Squadron 2, which is the one that's generally hailed as the best. They were all on GameCube, except the first one was Nintendo 64. But Rogue Squadron 3, I will argue, like, it added a bunch of stuff like on foot stuff, and you could play as Luke during like the Jabba Sarlacc pit stuff, and I mean, there's no reason for any of that. I mean, the game's called Rogue Squadron, and you're not even in a ship during those levels, so it doesn't really make sense. But I will say there are still some great levels in Rogue Squadron 3. Oh, dude, just totally ran in that asteroid. There are some good oh, jeez, I'm like on these dudes. Sorry, there are some great levels in Rogue Squadron 3, but Rogue Squadron 2 was the better game overall. But Rogue Squadron 3 has some great multiplayer modes where you could do the Death Star trench run with A-Wings, where you just, me and my friend would have races doing it as fast as possible. Or there was the Endor speeder bikes. You could, it was kind of the same thing. You just try to do them fast, but it was really hard to do. And you could do them in first person with a cockpit mode and like see your hands on the speeder bike. Man, Rogue Squadron 3 was awesome. I don't care what anybody says. But you could also play the entire Rogue Squadron 2 campaign in the co-op mode. So like you had both games there. So when people say Rogue Squadron 3 sucks, I don't understand what they're saying. But that's not the game I'm playing. So let's get back to some Starfighter here. So basically we're just trying to defend the Queen's ship until she can make the jump to hyperspace, because they're trying to get away. So you just kind of, this level's a pretty simple defend level. It's only the second level in the game, so. The first level is kind of just like a tutorial, and then like a race, and then like a small little battle section that takes place on the planet Naboo. You're like racing through some canyons and stuff. And that's mission success there. Yeah, this is Jedi Starfighter. This is the Windows version. You can get it on Steam. And that's the end of the second mission, but I mean, it's kind of just more of this. You know, you get a little bit of expansion there, but hope you're enjoying this video. It's going to be kind of a short one, but it's not much to the game, so maybe check it out if you want. And just get ready for some more Star Wars games coming up. Watch these guys blow up. That might be the Merc guy I was talking about. But thanks for watching.